What's up guys, G here. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome to another video. Hope you guys are doing pretty well. Um, First of all, I just want to say thanks for everyone supporting the channel. I finally am monetized on YouTube. It's not much. I think I've made like 10 cents so far, but anything counts and it's hard work, honest work. So appreciate you guys helping me out with likes, sharing my videos, and watching. Really does mean a lot. Today we got a Polestar video, and by the way, I might change the styles back to shorter videos, or we can do live streams. Let me know in the comments, in the chats, what you guys prefer to do. I still kind of want to do some lives, but we'll leave that kind of and just talk stocks and stuff. But we'll kind of see how it goes. Today's video is all going to be about Polestar. We've got some great news, and kind of weird, when you get good news with Polestar, it tends to go down, and then when you get bad news like recalls and stuff like that, the stock rockets. So kind of weird relationship here with Polestar, but I think for the most part it was pretty good. Early in the day, I think the market was bullish, and we actually broke $6. Unfortunately, we broke a pretty key support, so we could have some downside, but we'll talk about the charts towards the end of the video. Let's first kind of give you some statistics on today's. Main thing I just want to cover is volume. Average volume 2.7 million, and today was pretty good for that. So we got 2.9 on the day. Like I said, ended up closing towards the low of the day, which is 552. But we'll talk about charts in just a second. The main thing I want to cover today is going to be these Polestar deliveries for 2022. They basically met their targets, their volumes, and then we're also going to look at some of the presentation slides and kind of take a look at what to expect down in the next couple months and stuff. So make sure to watch through the entire video. If you guys have comments or any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat for me. But for the numbers, we got 21,000 vehicles delivered in the fourth quarter of last year, totaling a total of 51,500 vehicles, which is an 80% year-over-year growth. That's really good numbers. I mean, Tesla is putting up numbers like that, obviously on a bigger scale, but for Polestar, this is still very impressive. In 2023, Polestar anticipates global volumes to increase by nearly 60% to approximately 80,000 cars, led by the strong sales of the P2 and then later in the first deliveries of the P3. So P3 will probably, I'm thinking, second half of 2023. And I'll show you guys the timeline of things, how I think we're a little behind schedule, but I'll show you guys how everything looks. So I'm proud of the many milestones we've achieved in 2022, and in particular, the massive team effort that went into delivering our strongest quarter to date, surpassing 50,000, far exceeding 50,000. So I think that was pretty much well known. A lot of people were saying, just post the article, the press release, and tell us that we basically confirmed it, and this is what came out today. So now they're fully focused on 2023. They'll have a lot of different things. I mean, with the economy changing and stuff, so variations that can obviously happen, but they seem for the most part to be confident and continue to be actively managing the supply chain and any kind of demand shift for Polestar 2 and the upcoming Polestar 3. So that, I think all that's really good. The last thing on this article I want to show you guys is they are going to report like the actual financial reports. So this is just estimate, unaudited preliminary estimates. On March 2nd, they'll actually be posting these numbers, and you'll get like earnings per share, and you'll get maybe some outlooks and stuff. So definitely pay attention to March the 2nd of this year, and we'll get some more relevant news on this. So yeah, this is just disclaimer. Unaudited preliminary estimates are based on Polestar's management current best estimates and are subject to risks and uncertainties. All right, so now that we talked about the 50,000 deliveries for 2022, I want to go back to the slides and show you guys just these slides. This is for May 2022, and slide number 17, this is a nice table timeline of all the models. So we basically working towards Model 3, and of course the Polestar 1's going to stop production last year, and then this year we've basically focused on the Polestar 2, delivering those 50,000. So these are in K, so 50,000 there. And then for this year, 2023, our target's going to be 124,000. And like I said, that March 2nd could be very big. Just in case they revise this number, you know, the main thing I say that is because Polestar 3, I'm not sure if I'm reading this timeline correctly, but it looks like they were supposed to be starting on this thing like early, like I'm not sure if deliveries or something, but Obviously, they're working on this stuff now, but I didn't know if this is like them starting to deliver early 2023. As you guys know, I think it's second half of 2023 when they'll start actually doing these deliveries or taking these reservations and stuff. They're taking reservations now, but they'll start actually delivering on some of those towards the second half. But yeah, this is a nice little timeline, and I would pay attention to March the 2nd to see if they revise their 124K full year estimate. And that, of course, Chengdu is going to be the first market that they start producing this, and then eventually they'll pivot into Charleston, South Carolina. So it does look very, very promising. The thing that's crazy about this is 50,000 this past year, 124. That's like 150%. So about 75 over 50. That's like 125%. So you do 124 divided by, or subtract 50, and then you do that divided by 50. So about 148%. Growth this year is expected. Now that's kind of an ideal black box scenario, right? A lot of stuff has changed with the economy and stuff, so it might not be as simple as it is on paper, just because demand might shift, competition, of course. Like for example, Tesla did kind of start lowering their price. They're expanding their market as well, but from the bigger picture, I think these are definitely the leaders, not just pure EVs, but global leaders. Like, you know, NIO's pretty big, XPeng's pretty good, and these are kind of still early stages, Lucid and Rivian. But these are global leaders. That's the main differentiator thing that differentiates NIO from Polestar and Tesla. So yeah, they're just regional companies, so they don't have any exposure to the US. And I think if they do get exposure, it'd be very hard for them to actually get a good market share here in the States, just because it's China based and stuff like that. So one other thing I want to show you guys, and then we'll look at the slides below, is gonna be this where was it here, the market. So I think right now we have like 25 to something markets. This entire year 2023, they're gonna focus on getting about 30 different markets. So these are some of the new markets. I don't know these by flag, but in total by end of physical 2023, they're expected to have 30 plus, 150 locations, and then 1,100 service points. So still going to be burning some cash through marketing, which some of that can change, of course, just because of the situation changing. But this is where I want to cover some of the numbers here. Polestar 3, they're expected to do 24,000. Polestar 3 just depends on how the production lines and everything goes for Polestar 3. They could meet these numbers, but I'm thinking, and see, they have the Polestar 4 here as 6,000. I highly doubt that even happens, because if you scroll to the top, I think they're supposed to be developing that as well on the back end, but we haven't really heard much of Polestar 4, so I would just not even consider this one. Maybe a few last months, but I would not expect any deliveries of the Polestar 4 this year. That's just my personal opinion, but here on the this presentation slide, they have about 6,000 expected to be delivered. But as far as Polestar 2, this is going to be the big number, 94,000, and that could possibly go up a little higher, where it kind of helps meet the goals, but it's a lot less Polestar 3. So maybe let's say they get like 20K Polestar 3s, and then they do like 98. But hopefully they can get these targets, and like that's why I said this March earnings will be big, because they should give us a full year guidance and stuff. As far as profitability, if Polestar can survive this year, which I think they can, they just raised tons of cash. I'm not exactly sure how much we got, like 1.6 billion or something like that. Basically, by the end of next year, they could be profitable by 4 cents EBITDA in billions. Here's some of the expected revenue. So for 2023, again, we're doing like 150%, almost 2.5 billion in revenue this year, and then they're expected to bring in 6.6 billion. And then gross profit, you just basically taking costs and stuff, then you get about 1.3. So they are burning tons of cash, whether it's marketing, research and development and stuff. But by maybe end of 2024, they'll be expected to do 0.4 billion in revenue, profitability there. So those are the main things I want to cover. Let's shift over to one of the other things I want to talk about, which came out just a few days ago, but I think it's big because Polestar is one of the leaders in the automotive Android whole system with the Google stuff. And they're basically going to be implementing in the Polestar 3 the HD maps to kind of enhance driver systems and support, obviously, autonomous driving down the road. And so I think that's pretty big. So let me just read a little bit about this if you haven't seen it. Polestar vehicles will benefit from the latest enhancements and developments showcased by Google at CES 2023. Then basically includes the new HD map, and that'll come in the Polestar 3, also the Volvo, I believe. And they were basically like the guinea pigs. They have a really good relationship with Google, so they're basically getting a lot of the technology first, and then as soon as Google basically has it ready, then they pass it on to Polestar for beta testing and then giving it to customers and stuff. So it's really good that Polestar has, or Volvo, we can say Volvo has a good relationship with Google, because they'll basically incorporate them in their plans and stuff. These developments are the direct result of our strong relationship with Google and shows the advantages of integrating the innovative Android Automotive OS in our cars. P3 planning to be the first car in the world to feature Google's new HD map, a comprehensive map that provides highly detailed and up-to-date road information. And then they'll also be able to combine this with some sensors and all that, and just give some precise lane switch and all that, basically. All the good, the bells and whistles, basically. So along with this, you can also start, and I have a picture for this, you can start basically controlling your Polestar 2, basically remote with any Google device. And what I have here is basically, I think I did it, and yeah, they tweeted about it too. You can have like your Google Home, your Google whatever, and just tell them, hey, let me know what the battery status is, any other useful functions, and obviously those will kind of develop down the road as well. And pardon me if I'm like coughing and stuff. I think I'm getting sick as well now. But yeah, I think this is pretty cool. It's not like huge news, but I just wanted to just kind of throw it in there as well. Just a wrap up, I guess, of what all that is technologies uses hidden data to help autonomous vehicles understand their surroundings. This can help both companies improve pilot assist drivers, so kind of competing with Tesla at some point, and fully kit autonomous as well. The announcement made at CSC. So these are just a couple headlines to consider there. One other thing, I have two other things. I think I may have covered something like this before, but Polestar opened its first like physical location. Retail concepts employ specialists rather than sales staff, so there's no incentive for people to like try to push a car on you. They're just, helping there to basically sell you a vehicle, but not like push it down your throat and stuff. And that's the cool thing about like direct to consumer and having these physical locations. It's not like commission based. But yeah, just more exposure into Australia, and I think that's a pretty good market. So yeah, they've got 27 markets now to, like I said, 30 something will be there by the end of this year, 2023. You guys gotta remember we're in 2023 now. The last thing, this is pretty cool. UK's EV share hits 40% in December. Obviously, Tesla, one of the best sellers, but I have nice little charts here for you guys. Total PE vehicles, the auto registrations, 39% out of 60. Everything else is diesel and stuff. That's really good. So this is combined hybrid and battery. You can see battery is 32%, and then plug-in hybrid is 6.5%. So very big growth market share there this December. And then you can kind of basically break this down by the brands and the battery. You can see Polestar is down here, 2.7% of the market there. So I think that's pretty neat. And you got the big leaders here: Tesla, Volvo, BMW's been doing really good. Like I said, I went to the BMW dealership to get some stuff, and they've got the chargers and stuff there already. So, and actually Polestar is outperforming Volvo, which is neat to see that. So yeah, just wanted to cover that. Let's talk about the chart, and then we'll get you guys wrapped up. So today, like I said, we broke out $6. But I'm going to say I'm bullish as a company, right? But I think short term we could be bearish. We've got Jerome Powell, I think, speaking tomorrow. This kind of looks like a bear flag, or a bull trap, I'm sorry. Where basically we had a strong resistance here, like at 575, 580. And I was watching the support all day. but we closed underneath. And so I'm thinking from a bigger picture, we've got our ascending support here, like higher lows, and then we've got the lower highs. So here we got a high here, a high here. And so at this point, what I'm thinking is maybe this will be a pennant. So where you got this resistance and this ascend support. And so I'm probably expecting like maybe down, up, and then maybe retest of this about $5. And then maybe we can bounce off. Basically, it's a pennant, and then we could eventually break back up to the upside. These are symmetrical, so they can break to the upside or to the downside. But these, I think, will be levels to watch. The support here, the ascending support, the ascending resistance. And one other thing I want to point out is we actually have a gap fill right here. So we could potentially fill that gap as well. But the main support right now, since we are under 580, 575, is going to be the one that's right here. It's like 540, 550. If we start breaking underneath 540, then I would expect us to at least probably come down to closer to $5. Just based on some of those levels that I'm watching. I will say though, the MACD looks bullish. We crossed over here already, so bullish momentum is there. So one thing is you could come down to 540 and people could start buying back in. And then if Powell is basically neutral bullish, then we could bounce off there and we could continue onwards to about 630, 620. So those will be just different scenarios. If we break 540, then, you know, I'd be watching some of these lower levels around 5 again, unfortunately. But I think we're like, from a bigger picture, obviously you have the big resistance up here. But I think from a bigger picture, I think as long as we hold these higher lows, I think we'll be all right. So I think we could, you know, retouch 488, 490. But as long as we hold this support, I think we'll be fine. And the main thing with the entire breakdown of this is we're out of the danger zone. Like, remember back then I was saying we had a potential head and shoulders here? Well, that's not really a head and shoulders anymore because we basically got above the neckline. We can still fall, but I don't expect such a big drop like this that I was expecting. So I think the market's doing what it's doing. Pennant right now, consolidation, which is natural, it's fine. And then maybe towards like end of January, we have a bigger move to the upside or downside. If we don't break out above 6. If we break above 6, oh man, things are going to get crazy, I think. Just because there's not really much resistance. But yeah, that's about it. What's up, plug? Like the video? Yeah, if you guys can hit the like button for me, appreciate it. I think that's really all I have for today's video. We can come back later and do a live stream with some stock watches and stuff. But just wanted to keep this one related to Polestar for some of the my colleague investors or some of my investor friends here that are investing in this one with me. Basically, this one has become a long-term investment because we were trying to do a short squeeze with this and we ended up bag holding. But turns out this is a good company, so I think we're solid. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'll come back with a live stream section and we'll do some stocks and stuff. Appreciate you guys showing up and hope to see you guys in the next video. And thanks for all the support. You guys stay safe and just let everything work out. We'll be good. Peace.